I was trying to make a video. However, I just said, God, I cannot. Every time I tried to, make a video about it and record and say what I think, I just lost all the words and stuff. And I just like, let me just do a live stream where my English, when I'm with people who know that my English is far than perfect and I can say what I feel I should say, but at the same time, you guys will also have the chance to respond and to know what is actually going on here. So if you don't know who Shirin was, let's just wait so more people will join because, yeah, I think we should pay her respect, last respect at least. Okay, so hi everyone. It's nice to see that you guys decided to join, even if this is a heavier topic. And I think that thanks to that, thanks to what happened today, I will try to also add a little bit of more serious topics to my channel, even though I try to lightly to, get you more information. However, I think some things should be straight in your face in order for you to understand what is it that we're living in. So, first of all, if you don't know who Shireen was a big major journalist star in Al Jazeera network. If you don't know what is Al Jazeera, Google it. They're not a fan of everything who is not Muslims. They're trying to show they are progressive, however they're not. Okay. So I want to openly, first of all, explain to you a little bit what is going on, a little bit of who she is and who she was, which is crazy to talk about the fact that she was. Um, okay. First of all, if you have a really messed up comments, I will delete them. We need, as much as also I don't agree with a lot of the things she was talking about, she's still a person and she still died. So we should, that's the difference between us and terrorists. We don't celebrate when other people died by accident. This is not the way we live, and this is not the way anyone should live or behave. So let's go back. Shireen, major star in the Al Jazeera network. She was always talking about, the Israeli occupation and stuff, even though the Arab occupation, the Arabs came from Saudi Arabia in the 7th century and conquered the Middle East and North Africa. But let's not talk about historical facts and archaeology and stuff. Let's just talk about what she did. She did something that she believed in. Even if I completely, 100%, do not agree with what she did, she still followed her passion, which is something not a lot of people get to do. So we should, respect her at least for that. Like I said, and it's going to be so difficult for me, but even though I completely don't respect a lot of the things she did, she still was able to do them. She still put herself literally in the line of fire, so we should respect her regardless of our thoughts and feelings and facts and stuff. Um, so let's talk about what happened. I don't, if you follow in my Instagram, I'm sorry, you already saw that we suffered from a lot of terror attacks here recently, and there we have like another major problem with that. Now the IDF decided to enter the Palestinian city Jenin, in order to make sure they're arresting all the people who helped the terrorists, make the terror attacks. All the people who were giving them weapons and stuff like this, they all were arrested. Tried to be like the IDF tried to arrest them. The second that Israeli soldier or the second a Jewish person is enter a place like this, fires are like immediately being fired. Like people are immediately trying to kill them, to shoot them. So of course the IDF respond, and in the middle of the I don't want to call them terrorists, but in the middle of the fighting between the people who helped, the people that we know for a fact helped the terrorists kill the 19 Israeli people recently. And I'm saying Israelis because not only Jewish people got killed, also just Druze and people who are just like living in Israel and refugees from Ukraine and stuff. Um, they were firing, the IDF fired back. In the middle of that, Shireen was there trying to cover and show what is happening. And then she got shot and she got killed, which is a sad thing. Like, it doesn't matter if you believe what she's saying, if you don't believe what she's saying. The fact that she is got the fact that she tried to show the world what was happening there and she got killed for that, that is a major problem, and that is something very, very sad and very, very dangerous. And it doesn't matter like from what side she was killed. For that specific reason, like the fact that the person died, it's a sad thing. So even if you don't, even if I 100%, you see me how difficult it is for me to say this, but um the fact that she got killed is something we should just like stop and send her lots of love and prayers, and just hope that where she is, she's in a better place, because no one wants to die in a terror attack or in a war or stuff like this. Like, no one wants that. And the fact that it's happening, it's shocking and it's crazy. um Now, when we're talking about, when I said we don't know actually who shot her, this is because the Palestinians immediately took her body and say they will be the only people who will do the autopsy. Israel immediately said, "Hold on, if we did something, we want to be a part of the autopsy. Of course, we will give you everything you need, but we want to be a part, because if we did something, we need to be sure like we can fix. First of all, we need to apologize, and then we need to fix ourselves and to better ourselves, because if we got to a point when a journalist got killed in the line of fire, it's on us, and we should do something about it." However, of course, the Palestinians say, no, we're the only one who is doing the autopsy. Now, the USA government also tried to be part of this and said, hold on, she was an American, a USA citizen. We also want to take part in this autopsy. And guess what? Of course, the Palestinians say, and this is something really, really not surprising and something that happened a lot. Every time that the Palestinian doing an autopsy, it's Israel fault somehow. Now, like I said, maybe in this case, yes, maybe in this case it was Israeli fire. Honestly, I'm not so sure because she was closer to, the terrorists who were firing. However, still, Israel is always saying, if that was something, like if that was something we did, the Israeli side did, first of all, we are taking responsibility of that, something that Palestinians never actually do. We're taking responsibility and we will try to better ourselves. And of course, the Palestinians said immediately no. So no one else other than the Palestinians, no other nation, government, country, no one else is allowed to examine the body or examine the bullet and try to match it to the terrorist or the Israelis. Now, something very important that it was in their recording that they are screaming, "We killed one soldier. We got one soldier." And of course, not even one IDF soldier died or got hurt in this operation. So it's kind of weird that the Arabs said that. Like, it's kind of weird that they saw a body and immediately screamed that, even though on our side we don't have a body. So I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it's crazy how facts can be like, it's crazy that no one will actually know what happened to her, because, and this is what is, it's just like driving me insane, because it doesn't matter like if the Israeli people killed her, if the IDF killed her, or if the actual terrorists who were next to her and fired killed her. The fact is, no one will actually know the truth, except the people who will do the autopsy. And there is 100% chance, based on history, that those people will not say the truth. Well, it's 50-50. I mean, it's maybe like we don't know, it's two sides. However, no one will know what is really happened there because we already saw it before. It's something that happened so many times before. Every time they're the only people who are doing the autopsy, and every time no one else is knowing exactly what happened. And this is so crazy. The fact that Shireen worked her entire life to show people what she believed was the truth, but eventually, in the end of the day, she will not get the same respect. Like, no one will know the truth. No one. How crazy is that? And again, it doesn't matter if I support her or disagree with her. She deserved she deserved the truth. She died trying to protect what she believed in, and it's absolutely crazy and so sad that she and us will never know what is actually happens there. Um, that's one thing. Let's take a small break when I drink water. And I'm sorry, I will try to read the chat. It's just like I want to say everything I want to say, and then I'll let you guys have the floor, because because it is important. We have to, like, I see like people hating Al Jazeera. Guys, I'm 100% on you on that case. Al Jazeera are they're claiming, when you're saying you're a journalist, people assume that you're, you don't have an actual opinion. You're just actually trying to show what is happening, but we know it's not the same. It's not the same with Al Jazeera, and hey, it's not the same also with a lot of Israeli media and Israeli press. This is why I'm always telling you, we have this. We have YouTube as a platform to actually show people what is going on. This is why I filmed myself just like walking in the street of Jerusalem to show you exactly how things looks like. And you guys saw that things are like most of the time pretty boring, because this is the reality and this is what the press will not show. Because if they will show you quiet things, like how many likes and comments they will get, like not a lot. um but okay, so that was something that was really important for me to clarify and to talk about this, because yes, as much as we don't agree with things she did, we should respect her for what she tried to do. However, now I want to talk about something that I saw. I want to talk about something that is, as an Israeli person. First of all, I live in Jerusalem. Shireen is from Jerusalem, and right now things are kind of scary here because no one knows when the terrorist will try to, make a terror attack in the name of Shireen, because this is something that happens a lot of times. We don't know yet who killed her. However, people immediately will say the Israeli did, and therefore we must kill Israeli people, like men, women, child, a baby. All of them already died here. So yeah. um, but like I said, I live in Jerusalem, Israel, and I lived through wars and terror attacks. I had my fair share of, sitting bored in the shelter and just like I lived through that. This is why I like, and every time there is a terror attack and stuff, I see how the press, not only from Israel, like not only my press, but also we have a lot of press, from the outside world, because people love to talk about Israel for some reason. They love to see, crazy stuff happening in a land that is not, like, near them. People love drama and chaos and stuff. I've seen the way the press is behaving in terror attacks, in wars. I saw them in the streets. I saw them when police screamed at them to go back and stop trying to enter the crime scene and not film dead bodies and stuff. This is something that I'm seeing a lot. And I'm sorry, I know I tried to make it a respectful thing for Shireen. However, we should address that. Um, and I'm sorry if it will be a little heavy topic or something controversial or something, but I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. And if you don't like agree, you can just like unfollow and subscribe, whatever it is you're doing. Um, so I've seen a lot of journalists in my city in Israel just like filming terror attacks and stuff, and also while the terror attack and the war was happening, and um, they actually believe, which is crazy, but I'm 100% sure that they actually believe that the second they are holding the press, the second when the press is holding a microphone or a camera, they are bulletproof. The second they think they wear this ridiculous bulletproof vest and helmet, yes, they are bulletproof. And it's not working like this. Like when you wear a bulletproof vest, the only place that you are safe is the place that is next to the vest. And this is also depends on who's going to fire at you and from what range and in what weapon. I mean, again, don't get confused by the word bulletproof vest because it is not actually bulletproof. Like, I've seen so many people like in the press running through like fire and stuff, trying to film stuff. And honestly, we all know that they're doing this for the rush and stuff. And it is absolutely crazy. I've seen people outside of my home. I've seen like the cameraman running while you actually see the missile falling. And I'm just like, what are you, an idiot? Get inside the shelter. Guess what? All of us have this. Do you remember my shitty phone who is just like, look at this. He's almost completely open. If you want to see some, maybe sometime I'll show you how phone looks on the inside. I'm sorry, I'm talking about a different subject. We all have phones. In our phones, we have this. See this? This is a camera. All of us can film things. Every time there is a terror attack or there is a war, there are so many videos and stuff that people, videos and pictures that people are actually filming. The people are actually there. So you can see it in the raw version all the time. This is actually a major problem in Israel that people are also saying that like stop filming everything and stop sharing everything because a lot of people saw their loved ones. A lot of people got the information that the loved ones have died, got killed. I'm sorry, through uh, through a video that someone just took and shared with people in Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever. This is a major problem we have here in Israel. Um, so when I'm seeing all those journalists who are actually believing that they are bulletproof and that nothing can happen to them, running and trying to film everything and then getting hurt, and then people are like surprised of like, oh wow, how did it got hurt? This is so weird. I'm just like, what is your problem? Like seriously, if you want to be a journalist, you can be a journalist. If you want to cover dangerous places, you can. However, you don't understand how many times I've seen journalists actually hurting operations, how many journalists don't really think about protecting not only themselves but also like putting in the line of fire civilians and stuff because they are trying to get the perfect shot, the perfect thing that will bring more likes and followers and stuff to the channel and to whatever blog they're having. And this is insane, and this is something we should talk about as the civilians of the world and then not the press and stuff, because this is something completely crazy, at least from where I'm standing. I don't think the press, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I'm not saying the press should not show things, I'm saying the press should always remember that they are not gods and they cannot play gods. And the second that they are putting people, not only soldiers, terrorists, civilians in danger, this is when the press need to stop and think about what they are doing. Because a person, Shireen just died because she thought she did the most amazing journalist job. But honestly, Shireen died because she put herself in the line of fire, and this is dangerous and so scary and so sad to think. It's so sad to think, this is the way she ended her life. I don't know. I understand a lot of people. Like I said, I don't agree with her um philosophy, thoughts, feelings, everything. I'm 100% like, I don't agree with her. However, I can respect her as a woman and as as a journalist, a really, a journalist who really only see one side of the story, but still calling herself a journalist. So I will respect that. And like I said, I live in Jerusalem. She lived in Jerusalem. Her funeral gonna be here soon. So yeah, it's going to be really, really crazy for us. The people who live next to where she used to live. No, like I said, now it's the time. I'm sorry, I was just like trying to say everything so you will have the chance to also comment. So I'll just upload. If you want to join the stream, you can. There is a link. I just put the link in the top so you can join and say what you want, as long as it is the as long as it respectful. Like, don't disrespect the person who is dead. Like, she's not buried yet, so just like have a little, you know, for yourself, even if you don't, even if you are, I don't know, just like for yourself, to try to be a humble person and a better person. Okay, so like I said, if you have any questions or something you want to say, you can say it in the chat. um it's just something that I don't know, like I said, it is something I tried to do, and I just decided that like I just decided that I'll say it, because every time I tried, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like too much. Like, every time I tried to be like respectful, however, I felt like if I'm not gonna blab and say everything, I'll be more focused on my English and not just like you know I'm not gonna be able to focus on Shireen herself and to respect her. This is it. um let's see. Adazila shows no respect or sympathy towards a Hindu. Oh, it really, dude, it's not just about Hinduism. Don't worry. Al Jazeera, let's just like be honest. Al Jazeera is a part of the Arab Muslim occupation of the Middle East and North Africa, and they're trying to take over the world. So as much as they're calling themselves like whatever, like we all can see through it. So like I said, it's not just Hindus, it's every person who is not Muslim, including me. Um, let's see. Um, okay. I really, it's super important. I don't know, understand why I need to clarify this, but questions only about this topic. The question, what time is it there? You can Google. Like, come on, guys, have a little. Um, what are your views on the Arab world after the Abraham Accords? First of all, Abraham has nothing to do with the Arab world, and the Arab world is just like they're trying to take over the world ever since the 7th century. They conquer Israel, and they're trying to claim they were here all the time, even though, I love archaeology and history. You saw it in previous videos, and you know the truth, and it's not the case, but it's all good. Um, yeah. So I think I'm gonna end it. I think I said everything I want to say. I hope it was just like I just wanted us to, I just want us to just like for 1 second, um just like I want everyone to send her love and prayers, because like I said, we will never know, who actually killed her, because right now, the second that her body is in the Palestinian hands and not the Americans, even though she was American citizens, um, we will never know what actually happened to her. So yeah, this is, I don't know, it's sad to think about that like no one will know what actually happened to her. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here, for listening. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. And like I said, if I can take one thing from Shireen, was to try to speak my mind more loudly about what I believe, and what archaeology and history believe to be truth. So I'll try to work on that. So that's one good thing I took from Shireen. You can all just like, think of one good thing she taught you. Believing in what you stand for, even if it's wrong, but just like believing in what you stand for and work hard for it. Yeah. So I'll see you next time.